Tell me what the goddamn story is, because that's what counts. And I think, without maybe knowing it at the time, I respond to that, the value of story, so that later on in my life and my career, I saw her on a TV show, and I had never seen her before, and I said, that's it. And I said, whoever she is, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to take a chance. And we did, and she was wonderful.
Despite his immense wealth and a life full of adventure, the name Robert Redford stands out. He's a legend, but legendary careers don't last forever. Robert Redford never fully moved on from his first love. The legendary actor, renowned for his striking good looks and exceptional acting talent, recently made a surprising revelation that offers a rare glimpse into his personal life, leaving many fans and the public intrigued by his heartfelt confession. Who did he claim as the love of his life? And why does he feel the need to confess after several years? Join us as we unveil the details behind Robert Redford's sudden confession about the love of his life. A perfect love story. As revealed in an unfiltered interview, the love of Robert's life, Lola Van Wagenen, is a respected American environmental activist and producer known for her passion for protecting the planet. She became a strong advocate for protecting the environment. She's always been moving forward and doesn't look back. And whatever pain, whatever problems she's had in the past remains in the past, and she keeps moving forward, focusing on preserving natural spaces and encouraging sustainable living. Over the years, she has worked hard to raise awareness about environmental issues, using her voice to inspire others to take action and care for the earth. Robert Redford and Lola's love story began in the late 1950s when they met at the University of Utah. Both of them were passionate about art, film, and nature, and their shared interests brought them together quickly. Their connection grew strong, and they eventually moved on to the next stage of their relationship and got married in 1958. Even with their strong bond, this couple encountered many challenges in their marriage. As Redford's fame in Hollywood grew, so did the media attention, and it strained their relationship. The couple found it hard to keep their privacy, and Redford's career often took the spotlight, leaving little room for their personal lives. However, those weren't the only challenges they faced. This couple also faced heartbreaking moments, including the loss of their son, Scott. In 1959, this tragedy was devastating, but it also brought them closer as they leaned on each other for support during such a difficult time. Besides being a wife, Lola played a huge role in Robert's life, always offering support and encouragement. She pushed him to follow his dreams, especially in filmmaking and environmental work. Their shared values shaped his career. Nominees for the Best Achievement in Directing are David Lynch for The Elephant Man, Robert Redford for Ordinary People, leading him to take on projects that reflected their beliefs. Lola's own work in environmental causes also brought them closer, as she worked hard to raise awareness about important issues. Together, they supported many causes, showing how strong their partnership was in making a difference. Unfortunately, after 27 years of marriage, Robert and Lola decided to divorce in 1985. It was a mutual decision, influenced by the challenges of being in the public eye. Even though they parted ways, they stayed focused on raising their children and kept a respectful relationship. After their divorce, Robert Redford and Lola Van Wagenen have kept a friendly and respectful relationship. While they've both moved forward in their personal lives, they still support each other, connected by their shared history and family. Their focus on raising their children together has helped them co-parent successfully. These days, Lola Van Wagenen continues her work as an environmental activist and producer. She is still deeply committed to promoting sustainable living and protecting the environment. Her passion for these causes not only brings meaning to her life, but also inspires many others to take action and care for the planet. Robert, on the other hand, made the world believe that he had nursed and healed his broken heart. However, he never truly got over Lola. Given Lola's hard-working and nurturing nature, there's no doubt she had a profound and positive impact on Robert's life. So, how did Robert turn out? And what was his path to success like? Robert's journey into the spotlight. Redford's acting career began in New York, where he performed on stage and appeared on TV shows. His Broadway debut was in Tall Story, followed by roles in The Highest Tree and Sunday in New York. His big break came in 1963, playing a newlywed husband in Barefoot in the Park. He appeared on numerous TV shows, including Naked City, Maverick, Perry Mason, and The Twilight Zone. In 1960, Redford made his film debut in Tall Story, playing a minor role. Soon after, he took on bigger roles in movies like War Hunt and Inside Daisy Clover, where he won a Golden Globe for Best New Star. His 1966 role in This Property Is Condemned in The Chase, alongside Jane Fonda, marked the beginning of his successful career in Hollywood. He would later go on to star in many more films, becoming one of the biggest stars of his generation. Redford and Fonda reunited on screen for Barefoot in the Park and again in The Electric Horseman, with a third collaboration in 2017 for Our Souls at Night on Netflix. After his early success, Redford became worried about being typecast as the charming blonde male lead, turning down roles in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and The Graduate. He found a new role in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, where he starred alongside Paul Newman. This film was a massive hit, making Redford a major star. Paul Newman is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is Robert Redford. Catherine Ross is Etta Place. Dynamite's ready. Butch. Well, that ought to do it. And shaping his image as a smart, reliable, and sometimes witty hero. Though he didn't earn an Academy Award nomination for his role in Butch Cassidy, Redford won a BAFTA for his performances in Butch Cassidy, Downhill Racer, and Tell Them Willie Boy is Here. However, many of his other films like Little Faust and Big Halsey and The Hot Rock didn't do well at the box office. Even so, Redford always had ambitions to work both in front of and behind the camera. By 1969, he had already served as the executive producer for Downhill Racer. His film, The Candidate, was a modest hit both critically and commercially. From 1973 to 1976, Redford had an almost unbeatable run of successful films. Jeremiah Johnson, a Western, was a top-grossing film in 1973 and continued to perform well on re-releases. That same year, The Way We Were with Barbra Streisand became the 5th highest-grossing film of the year. His reunion with Paul Newman in The Sting became the highest-grossing film of 1974 and earned Redford his first and only Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. In 1974, Redford starred in The Great Gatsby alongside Mia Farrow, and that film also made the top 10 highest-grossing films of the year. By 1974, Redford had 3 films in the top 10, a rare achievement, and he was voted the top box office star by exhibitors from 1974 to 1976. Redford's hits continued in 1975 with The Great Waldo Pepper, a 1920s aviation drama, and 3 Days of the Condor, a spy thriller with Faye Dunaway. Both films were successful at the box office. In 1976, he starred alongside Dustin Hoffman in All the President's Men, the second highest-grossing film of the year, which told the story of the Watergate scandal. The film was a huge critical success and earned 8 Academy Award nominations, winning for Best Screenplay, and the winner is Robert Redford. In 1976, Redford also published The Outlaw Trail, A Journey Through Time, a book about the famous trail in the American West, which he explored through text and photographs. After a short break, Redford returned to film in 1979 for The Electric Horseman, an adventure romance about a retired rodeo star, which reunited him with Jane Fonda. The film was a commercial hit, finishing in the top 10 for 1980. Building on his success, Redford didn't just return to the screen. He also began to take more control over his career, both behind the camera and in his creative choices. How did he do this? Robert takes charge of his life. Instead of just acting, Robert decided that he wanted to be movies. As a director, his first movie was Ordinary People, a drama about a family falling apart after the death of a son. He was praised for bringing out powerful performances, especially from Mary Tyler Moore, Donald Sutherland, and Timothy Hutton, who won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. Well, with the Academy Awards, it was great, because we were all there, and it was kind of like a reunion of sorts. And, the thing I remember is Mary Tyler Moore and Jack Lemmon were presenting the Best Supporting Actor Award. The film received widespread praise and won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Director for Redford and Best Picture. Critic Roger Ebert called it an intelligent, perceptive, and deeply moving film. Later that year, Redford starred in Brubaker, playing a prison warden working to reform the system. Redford's next big hit was Out of Africa, where he starred alongside Meryl Streep. The film became a box office success, winning 7 Oscars, including Best Picture and a Golden Globe for Best Picture. Streep was nominated for Best Actress, but Redford didn't receive a nomination. This film became Redford's biggest success of the decade and the most successful of the 7 movies he made with director Sidney Pollack. His next film, Legal Eagles, co-starring Deborah Winger, was only a minor success. Redford didn't direct again until The Milagro Beanfield War, an adaptation of John Nichols' novel. The film, though well made, did not do well at the box office. It tells the story of people in Milagro, New Mexico, fighting against developers trying to ruin their town. Redford's next directing project was A River Runs Through It, based on a novella by Norman Maclean. The film starred Craig Sheffer, Brad Pitt, and Tom Skerritt, and Redford was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Director. Redford also directed Quiz Show, a film about the 1950s scandal, which received positive reviews. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, Redford continued to be a major star. He directed A River Runs Through It, which brought Brad Pitt to wider fame. In Indecent Proposal, Redford played a billionaire who challenges a couple's morals, and the film was a huge hit. He also co-starred in Up Close and Personal with Michelle Pfeiffer, and The Horse Whisperer, which he directed and starred in alongside Kristen Scott Thomas and Scarlett Johansson. It sure would help me if I knew exactly what happened that night. Are you afraid of anything? Tom Booker? Just make yourself comfortable. I am comfortable. Well, in that case, you can bring in the pasta. You missed a button. Thank you. Redford also appeared in political films like Havana, where he played a gambler during the Cuban Revolution, and Sneakers, where he starred with River Phoenix and Sidney Poitier. Redford directed The Legend of Bagger Vance, starring Matt Damon and Will Smith. He also played a disgraced army general sent to prison in The Last Castle, a prison drama directed by Rod Lurie. That same year, Redford worked again with Brad Pitt in Spy Game, where Redford switched from directing to acting. He had plans to direct and star in a sequel to The Candidate, but the project never happened. As an environmental activist, Redford narrated the IMAX documentary Sacred Planet, which took audiences on a journey to some of the world's most unique and endangered places. In the thriller The Clearing, Redford played a successful businessman whose kidnapping reveals the flaws and secrets that led to his success. Redford returned to producing with The Motorcycle Diaries, a road film about a young Ernesto Che Guevara and his friend Alberto Granado. The film also explored the political and social issues of South America that influenced Guevara. Redford was praised for his role in helping make the film, with director Walter Salles crediting him for getting it made and released. He acted in An Unfinished Life, directed by Lasse Hallström. He played a grumpy rancher who must care for his estranged daughter-in-law, Jennifer Lopez, and granddaughter after they flee an abusive relationship. Though the film faced delays due to its distributor Miramax restructuring, it received mixed reviews, with many calling it cliched. Redford returned to familiar ground with Lions for Lambs, a project he felt personally connected to, starring alongside Meryl Streep and Tom Cruise. Despite the film receiving a lot of attention, it opened to mixed reviews and poor box office performance. Owen Gleiberman of Entertainment Weekly called it so square and like something out of the golden age of television. In 2010, Redford released The Conspirator, a period drama about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. My son hated the North. We all did. How can a Southerner feel anything but bitterness towards your side? But my son did not conspire to kill your president. He conspired to kidnap him. A conspiracy to murder Abraham Lincoln and the little-known story of the woman who was tried for that crime. In 2011, he appeared in the documentary Buck, discussing his experiences with Buck Brannaman, the inspiration for The Horse Whisperer. Redford directed and starred in The Company You Keep, where he played a former Weather Underground activist on the run after a journalist discovers his identity. The film also starred Shia LaBeouf and Julie Christie. Redford's ability to take on different roles and his passion for acting and directing only grew stronger in the 2010s. He continued to choose meaningful projects, each one challenging him in new ways. What kind of role did he take on next, dominating the 21st century? In 2013, Redford starred in All Is Lost, an interesting film where he played a man stranded at sea. His powerful performance, with minimal dialogue and no co-stars, earned widespread acclaim. Redford was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama and won the New York Film Critics Circle Award for Best Actor, his first win from that group. Ali Arakan from Roger Robert, Com Road. Chandor highlights Redford's strengths, his worn face, calm determination, and detachment from regular life. Redford gives the performance of the second half of his career in a role that is not only physically tough, but also psychologically demanding. In April 2014, Redford played the main villain, Alexander Pierce, in the superhero film Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That legendary actor Robert Redford would be joining the cast of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, where he portrayed the head of Sahai-Eld and leader of a Hydra cell. In 2015, Redford co-produced and acted in A Walk in the Woods, based on Bill Bryson's book. Redford had originally planned to star in it with Paul Newman, but shelved the project after Newman's death. That same year, he played news anchor Dan Rather in Truth, a film alongside Cate Blanchett. The movie received mixed reviews, with Justin Chang of Variety noting that Redford's portrayal of Rather had easy gravitas and inner strength, but lacked the anger often associated with Rather's career. In 2016, Redford played Mr. Meacham in the Disney remake Pete's Dragon. In 2017, Redford starred in The Discovery and Our Souls at Night, both on Netflix. The latter film, which he also produced, reunited him with Jane Fonda for the fourth time and received positive reviews. A year later, Redford played bank robber Forrest Tucker in The Old Man and the Gun, directed by David Lowery. The film earned Redford a Golden Globe nomination. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Robert Redford, The Old Man and the Gun. Alyssa Wilkinson from Vox wrote, Redford and Lowry return to their roots. For Redford, playing a lifelong bank robber feels like a perfect conclusion to a career that started half a century ago with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. In August 2018, Redford announced his retirement from acting after completing The Old Man and the Gun. Robert Redford tells Entertainment Weekly that his new movie, The Old Man and the Gun, will be his last. Though the following month, he said he regretted it, explaining, "You never know." He also briefly returned to play Alexander Pierce in a cameo in Avengers Endgame, filmed in 2017 before The Old Man and the Gun was completed. Redford won the Academy Award for Best Director for his debut film, Ordinary People. He received an Academy Honorary Award and the Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement at the Venice Film Festival. I'm very proud to bestow the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Honorary Oscar for Lifetime Achievement. And I'm thrilled to present this award to Robert Redford. He was also honored with the Honorary Caesar at the Caesar Awards in Paris. Redford attended the University of Colorado, where he received an honorary degree. The National Audubon Society awarded him the Audubon Medal, and Bard College gave him an honorary Doctor of Humane Letters degree. He also received an honorary Doctor of Fine Arts from Brown University, and delivered a commencement speech at Colby College, where he was awarded another honorary degree. President Bill Clinton presented him with the National Medal of Arts. French President Nicolas Sarkozy named him a Chevalier of the Legion d'Honneur, and President Barack Obama awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Robert Redford has captivated audiences from both sides of the camera through entertaining motion pictures that often explore vital social, political, and historical themes. Redford also received the Kennedy Center Honors for his contributions to American culture. In recognition of his impact on the arts, Redford received the Dorothy and Lillian Gish Prize and was honored by the University of Southern California with the Robert Redford Award for Engaged Artists. This award recognizes individuals for their exemplary work and commitment to global social issues and youth empowerment. Redford's influence on the arts was acknowledged not only through awards, but also through his hands-on efforts in various other areas of life. Beyond the screen, he invested his success in meaningful ventures that aligned with his values. What are some of these ventures? Redford's other ventures. With the money earned from his acting career, starting with films like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and Downhill Racer, Redford bought a ski area on the east side of Mount Timpanogos near Provo, Utah. Called Timp Haven, he later renamed it Sundance, inspired by his Sundance Kid character. Redford's ex-wife, Lola, was from Utah, and they had built a home in the area in 1963. Some scenes from his favorite film, Jeremiah Johnson, were filmed near the ski area, which had a lasting influence on him. Redford then created the Sundance Film Festival, founder of the Sundance Institute, Sundance Film Festival, and of course, Sundance Channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Redford, which grew to become the largest independent film festival in the U.S. By 2008, the festival showcased 125 films from 34 countries, attracting over 50,000 visitors to Salt Lake City and Park City, Utah. In addition to the festival, Redford founded the Sundance Institute, Sundance Cinemas, Sundance Catalog, and the Sundance Channel, all based around Park City, Utah, near his ski area. He also owned a restaurant, Zoom, in Park City, which closed in May 2017. Redford co-owns Wildwood Enterprises, Inc., with producer Bill Holderman. The company has been involved in several successful films, including Lions for Lambs, Quiz Show, A River Runs Through It, and The Motorcycle Diaries, among others. As president and co-founder of Sundance Productions with Laura Mikkelkishian, Redford has worked on projects like Chicagoland, Cathedrals of Culture, The March, and All the President's Men Revisited, along with other notable works. Since founding the nonprofit Sundance Institute in 1981, Redford has been committed to supporting independent filmmakers through its workshops and the Sundance Film Festival. In 1995, Redford partnered with Showtime to launch the Sundance Channel, which began broadcasting independent films in 1996. Redford has been a strong supporter of environmentalism, Native American rights, LGBT rights, and the arts. He has also shown his backing for advocacy groups, including the Political Action Committee of the Directors Guild of America. Although Redford has supported some Republicans, such as backing Brent Cornell Morris, in his unsuccessful attempt to win Utah's 3rd Congressional District in 1990, he also supported his Republican friend, Gary Herbert. In Herbert's successful 2004 campaign for Utah's lieutenant governor, Herbert later became the governor of Utah. As a passionate environmentalist, Redford is known to serve as a trustee for the Natural Resources Defense Council. It was reported that he endorsed President Barack Obama for re-election in 2012. His quote was also said to have appeared on the back cover of Donald Trump's book, Crippled America, where he reportedly expressed his thoughts on Trump's candidacy by saying that he was glad Trump was in the race, noting that his approach and statements had shaken things up. Later, a representative clarified that Redford's words, which were part of a conversation with Larry King, had not been intended as an endorsement of Trump for president. In 2019, Redford was said to have written an op-ed in which he referred to Trump's administration as a monarchy in disguise, and mentioned that it was time for Trump to go. It was also reported that he co-wrote an op-ed in which he criticized Trump's handling of the coronavirus pandemic, while also praising the public response to it as an example for addressing climate change. Redford had reportedly condemned the U.S. decision to withdraw from the Paris Agreement. Later, in July 2020, he was said to have written another op-ed, stating that President Trump lacked a moral compass, and announced that he would be voting for Joe Biden in the 2020 election. In April 2014, it was reported that Redford, as a trustee of Pitzer College and the Trombley, announced that Pitzer College would be divesting fossil fuel stocks from its endowment. At the time, Pitzer College had the largest higher education endowment in the U.S. to make such a commitment. Furthermore, it was mentioned that in November 2012, Pitzer College had launched the Robert Redford Conservancy for Southern California Sustainability. What really led to the end of their marriage? Did Lola ever remarry? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.